立法會主席。
The President. Good morning, members and officials. Questions. Question 1, Honorable Augustine WONG. Madam President, in order to plan for the Northern Metropolis University town, the Working Group on Planning and Construction of University Town recently visited Sasha Higher Education Park in Hangzhou, the Sejong Common Campus in Korea, and the Bildungs Campus Heilbronn in Germany, and University of Basel and Swiss Federation Institution of Technology in Switzerland. In this connection, the government informed the Council of the specific outcomes of the working group study visits, whether it has considered any models applicable to NMUT, if so, of the details. 2, whether the planned student mix will primarily consist of postgraduates, so as to maximize the synergistic development between education and industries. If so, whether the government will consider dismantling the current model of independent operations and campus segregation, and encouraging collaboration and exchanges and sharing of facilities. And 3, apart from the planning of teaching facilities, whether the government will draw reference from the planning university towns in Boston, Oxford, and Grenoble to promote NMUT's integration with the community and make full use of support facilities in the market. If so, the details, if not, the reasons for that. Secretary for Education. Madam President, the development of Northern Metropolis is a core component of the Hong Kong SAR government in formulating the first 5-year plan to align with the national 15 5-year plan. The Northern Metropolis University Town is one of the key projects and is at the heart of a strategic plan for developing Hong Kong into an international education hub and a cradle for future talents. The NM not only creates conditions for Hong Kong's post-secondary education to expand capacity, but also plays a role in promoting Hong Kong's integration into the overall national development. To expedite the development, the government established a working group on planning and construction last year, which is led by the CS. It conducted field trips of university towns elsewhere. The working group also explores the possible way forward, deeply integrating industry development with academia, where Hong Kong has an edge, as well as strategies for attracting leading universities and research institutes to establish a base in Hong Kong. Our reply to the question is as follows. Between March and May, the working group visited university towns as well as science and technology parks in Chinese mainland Zhejiang, Beijing, Hebei, Korea, Germany, and Switzerland, where they observed and learned from the development experiences. From the findings, the planning and operation modes of different university towns have their own distinctive features, especially the campus-city integration, internationalized and smart operation, industry-academic collaboration, and integration of industry, academia, and research sectors. Nevertheless, we have noted that uni towns in different places have their own unique developmental background conditions and environmental conditions. The overall policy directions of various governments vary from place to place. Therefore, when referencing overseas experience, we must take into account Hong Kong's unique characteristics. We will adapt flexibly to suit the local conditions and integrate the insights with Hong Kong's actual circumstances so as to develop a modern uni town which possess distinctive Hong Kong characteristics while integrating into and serving the nation. 2, to optimize the use of land resources, the planning of NMUT must maintain a degree of flexibility and incorporate strategic vacancy so as to respond to rapid changes. At present, the government has reserved development sites in Hong Shui Kiu, Harchin, NTA, Alta May, NTA, and NT North New Town for NMTU. In line with the development strategy of industry-driven and step-by-step, we plan and construct different town areas in phases. Amongst others, sites for post-secondary education use will be launched in 2026, 28, and 2030, respectively. To better align with National 15 5-year plan, we provide strong talent support for Hong Kong and the nation, strengthen Hong Kong's position as an international secondary education hub. The Hon Shui Kiu University Town positioned as a cultivation center for applied higher education and internationalized talent. The Altan Bay University Town area is situated adjacent to the Sun Tin Technopole and the loop with the construction of the third medical school. Hence, it provides a vital platform for life sciences and health technology, AI, robotics, and microelectronics. As regards NT North, University Town area will support the construction of the second campus of Hong Kong APA and serves as an integrated art-cum-industry campus area. At present, universities adopt the mode of scattered independent campuses and manage their own resources, whereas overseas university towns adopt shared use of facilities like academic buildings, labs, libraries, and sports grounds and hostels. In Hong Kong, the concept of sharing facilities is said to become a dominant trend. In planning for NMUT, the WG will explore more deeply how these ideas can be integrated. In short, the planning of NMUT is a highly dynamic and interactive process. We maintain close communication with the institutions. We will develop NMTU into an internationally competitive platform for teaching, research, and innovation, and serve the overall objective of Hong Kong and the nation. Will establish a joining framework which offers maximum flexibility and break with tradition to adapt to changing circumstances. Looking at university towns across the mainland and overseas, campus-city integration has become the common development mode. We will adopt a similar holistic planning approach, combining government leadership with market forces to enhance resource efficiency and create an open, shared, and campus-city integrated innovative community. According to the latest planning, the three university town areas of Hon Shui Kiu, Altan Bay, and NT North will provide community living and residential supporting facilities, as well as industrial positioning. The core teaching and research facilities can be integrated into or with the adjacent industrial sites and residential communities to provide integration and coordinated development of education, technology, talent, industries, and urban functions. There are 15 members who would like to put questions. Please make it brief. Ms. Augustine Wong, Madam President, the administration said that in overseas jurisdictions that they would share the use of facilities like academic buildings, laboratories, and libraries. In this connection, my question is, other than the shared use of facilities, will the government be promoting the shared use of the private sector and the government, like hiring private sector personnel to teach in universities in order to achieve complementarity, so that the NTMU will achieve the purpose of promoting industrial development? Secretary, well, this is what we have in mind. We will consider, or indeed encourage the integration between the academe and the private sector in terms of professionals and labs. We are taking these forward. Mr. Yeo Ming. Thank you, Madam President. Secretary, we understand that the 8 universities have expressed their intention to move to the Northern Metropolis. We understand the Baptist University indicated that they would like to move the entire campus into NM. And this is one of the ways to go. Now, in taking forward the project, are there any mainland universities or overseas universities that are intending to move their part of the campuses into NM? Have there been any agreements signed? Secretary, in rolling out the development of the NTMU, we have received 19 expressions of interests. The mode of operation, the focuses vary. We will be consolidating this and take this into account in our planning process. As regards mainland and overseas universities, our aim is to have a new integrated platform for the academic, the industry, and so on. We would encourage overseas and mainland universities to establish their presence. And there are top universities that have indicated their interests, that the mode of development is basically financially sufficient. So the universities will have to come up with a detailed plan before the working group would be considering them. Mr. Thomas So, Madam President, I must make a declaration that I'm on the council of Poly University. The government is developing the NMUT. This will be the INT base. Hong Kong has quite a number of universities that are ranking among the top 100. I think we have to plan ahead and allow room for local universities to develop themselves. I heard from the Secretary a moment ago that there are some mainland and overseas universities that have indicated their interest. Does the administration have any policy or any criteria or any major consideration regarding the areas where the internationally competitive universities will be given top consideration? Secretary. Madam President, the member asked us the criteria for allocating the land in the NMUT. What criteria do we have? Now, we would favor the best. Now, as to the criteria regarding the best, as I said, we do have very clearly defined objective in the Northern Metropolis. We'd like to build an international educational platform integrating the research, the academic sector, and the industry. The universities must highlight their own strategies for us, and also between different industries. And as I said in my principal reply, we have 3 different zones, and they have their own defining features. They have to highlight their advantages in these different respective areas, and also the financial model. We would consider all these different factors so that the scarce or the precious land resources can be put to the best possible use. Mr. Tam Ching Kwok, we have been seeking to expand the land use. The Hon Augustine is a spade-ready land. I think we can expand this to 24 hectares. Will the administration have any plan to expand the size of the zones so that more universities can be establishing their presence? Secretary, for Hon Augustine, or indeed for the entire Northern Metropolis, as I said earlier on, we are receiving about 100 hectares in the 3 different zones. Hon Augustine, there are 9 hectares, as we announced. Now, this is a dynamic adjustment process in terms of the land use. We are seeking to expand the size of the unit towns as much as possible, depending on the circumstances, but this is a dynamic process. What's the other question? Secretary? How many universities? Right. As I said a moment ago, we are not looking at the universities individually. would like to promote the integration of the academia, the research, and the industry. The precise number is not the focus of our planning. Rather, we'd like to achieve a synergistic effect. It may be one, it may be multiple universities. Professor Lau Chi-pang. Madam President, thank you. In universities, the professors normally would publish their dissertations more than commercializing their outcomes. How can we achieve the best possible outcome in this process? Secretary, we said earlier that we should promote the change of culture in the academic sector. We have been communicating with the universities in this regard, and we are creating the right condition, like the northern Metropolis. It is close to the Santin Technopole at the Loop area, and it is pretty close to Shenzhen, the GPA. So there are a lot of application scenarios as the conditions are changing, as the academic culture is changing, and we will be making changes accordingly. Mr. Sunny Ten, President, I'm glad that in the NMUT there is an integration in Stanford University starting from 1951. They have already started the industrial zone, introducing a lot of top quality enterprises to engage in R&D. So how will the administration take the initiative that you are receiving some expressions of interest? How can we take the first move to lure the universities into the NMUT? Secretary, now we're talking about integration other than education, technology, the talents, the enterprises, and the city development. The working group is looking at all this whole spectrum of issues. As regards how the government can promote the cooperation with the enterprises, as I said, in terms of enterprises, we do have some focuses there. We have to create the right condition for that. And second, in integrating the academia, the research, and the industry, we are promoting the cross-industrial development. We are loosening up all the barriers in order for this to happen. Mr. Tang Fei. Thank you, Madam President. I appreciate that in taking forward the development of NMUT, the government will be luring the fine institutions from the mainland and overseas in order to stimulate the development in Hong Kong. In February, in Germany, there are two unions that visit Hong Kong's post-secondary sector. We asked them whether they would be interested in the NMUT, but they seem to be more interested in having cooperation with universities in Hong Kong individually. So does the administration have any measure to lure top-notch universities to establish a presence in the NMUT instead of just seeking cooperation with individual universities? Secretary, now these top-notch universities, or the 8 universities in Hong Kong, have been having close liaison with top universities overseas in terms of research and exchanges. The Northern Metropolis is still at beginning stage. They're not in contradiction as the NM is being rolled out. The cooperation can be further expanded, and this is a very good basis. Ms. Andrew Lam, President, in her principal reply, the Secretary said that land resources in Hong Kong are scarce and precious, and we do need to have some strategic vacant areas. I that much I agree. You may allocate land for the universities, but I don't think we will be able to fill every inch of the zone. Would there be any transitional facilities for the universities to have short, medium, and long-term development and to align with the policy of integration? Secretary, we'd like to accelerate the development of the Northern Metropolis. We need to resume land, site formation, and infrastructural development. We have to allow infrastructure to go first. There was mention of transitional facilities for universities to start off first. Now, all these possibilities will not be ruled out. The key thing is to accelerate the development so that we can have integration of academia, the research, and the industry, and there will be more room and more conditions created for this to happen. Mr. Alan Chen. Mr. Kenneth Fogg. Madam President, thank you. I'd like to pick up on the point of Mr. Lam. In Northern Metropolis, every single inch should be put to good use. In some uni towns, they have the supporting facilities like hostel, the sports facilities. They have shared use of these facilities, and they may be allocating the site to different universities. But in terms of facilities, they have shared use. Are we going to have similar shared use of the facilities so the land can be put to best possible use? Secretary, this is one of the possible ways, shared facilities. Now, if a university moves in, their facilities can be shared. We are indeed encouraging the universities, when putting in the expression of interest, discuss how the facilities can be shared when we consider their proposals. We look at other uni towns, the sports facilities, the lecture halls, and they are being shared.
Question 2, Mr. Aaron Bog.